Saturday, it's looking dry, windy, and warm during the day, but then we're watching the chance for isolated severe storms in the evening and into the night. And then off and on rain and storms are expected on Sunday. Along with the humidity, here comes the heat for tomorrow. A lot of dry time during the day tomorrow and sunshine. That'll help boost us into the upper 80s.
There is significant wind damage in this neighborhood in Camp Lake, including this 4-foot diameter tree behind me that was completely uprooted during the storms and came crashing down on top of this boat and camper, completely destroying it.
A few inches of snow to start the day, and then by midday into early evening, moderate to heavy snow is expected. Several inches of accumulation are likely, and roads will be snow covered. This is going to be a heavy, wet, packy type of snow that's going to stick to everything. It would be best just to hold off on doing any sort of shoveling until this winds down tomorrow morning, as we've been fluctuating back and forth between sleet, freezing rain, and snow. If we get any of that freezing rain, it's better that it falls on top of what's already on the ground instead of that bare pavement. Right now we're watching an increase in clouds. Things are still dry, decent amount of dry air. That rain in southwest Wisconsin isn't quite reaching the ground yet. It is, though, just to the south of Rockford. Give it another couple of hours and we'll start to see that rain here in southeast Wisconsin. When we get sunshine on a warm day, it heats up the ground very quickly. While the temperature over the water, though, doesn't move very much. As the day progresses, that warm air rises, and that allows the cooler, more dense air over the lake to slide inland, which generates the lake breeze. Round of applause for Mother Nature. She finally delivered a dry weekend for southeast Wisconsin. First time in 6 weeks and only the second time in the last 3 months. And even though we are in a drought right now, that ground is really hard because of the drought, so it can only absorb so much of this rainfall. So what we're worried about is runoff leading to flash flooding. A reinforcing shot of cold air, though, by Wednesday, and it's going to be a little bit on the breezy side to go with that lake effect snow. Tomorrow, not as windy as today, but still a noticeable breeze at 10 to 15. Could see gusts around 25 to 30 miles per hour on Monday. Then that wind does calm back down a little bit on Tuesday. Yeah, we're going to hit 70 degrees this weekend. April Fools, it's going to snow again, of course. Temperatures right now pretty cold across the upper Midwest. A lot of teens and 20s out there. Single digits for the skies have cleared out. It's 16 in Waukesha, 24 in Milwaukee and in Racine, 25 in Kenosha. But you factor in that northwest wind, feels more like the single digits to mid-teens. Here in southeast Wisconsin, nothing major on the horizon. However, it's looking more likely that we're going to have a lake effect snow band set up tomorrow night into at least Monday morning from Milwaukee to Racine and Kenosha. Could have some impacts for the Monday morning commute, especially near and east of I-94. Clouds have made multiple passes on Greenfield Ave just in the last 45 minutes or so, but this sleet is really caked down. Not really something that we have to deal with a whole lot in southeast Wisconsin, but it takes a lot of effort just to be able to get to the pavement layer. So even on this pre-treated road that's been plowed multiple times, things are still very slick. If you're heading to the Bucks game tomorrow night, you should be okay, but you might encounter some flurries or some light snow if you're heading south after the game.
We've got nothing to complain about around here weather-wise.
We're actually rejoicing with the rain that we got yesterday. Most of southeast Wisconsin picked up 1 inch to 1.5 inches of rain. Much needed because that drought situation has been getting worse. Again, the rain we got yesterday not taken into account for this week's drought monitor. That cutoff is on Tuesday, so we should see some improvements for next week, but most of the state is in some sort of drought status right now. The severe and extreme drought across southern Wisconsin did expand over the last week, but over the last week we've actually had beneficial rainfall here in Milwaukee. Over the last 8 days, we've had 2.66 inches of rain. That's pretty much the same amount of rain that we had all of May and June combined. And we're not done with the rain yet, but it's not going to be quite as widespread as what we had yesterday. A couple of isolated showers or storms possible this afternoon. A lot of us are going to stay dry today. Tomorrow, 2 main rounds of storms, one early in the morning and another one tomorrow evening into the night, and then a chance for more pop-up showers and storms on Saturday. Today, with the clouds in place, with the lower humidity, we're going to be staying on the cooler side, but comfortable with a high of 74. Tomorrow, that humidity really returns along with the heat, getting us into the upper 80s. It's going to feel like the low 90s, staying humid on Saturday, and then we'll start to lose that humidity and drop those temps as we move into early next week. Satellite and radar shows we have a mixture of sun and clouds depending on where you are in southeast Wisconsin. A few isolated showers back towards central Wisconsin and towards La Crosse. That's what we'll be watching to move in by later this afternoon. The clouds holding back our temperatures. A lot of us only in the 60s to around 70 degrees. More sunshine, though, to our southwest has temps warming a bit quicker, 70 right now in Kenosha and in Burlington, and same with Sheboygan. Dew point's pretty comfortable, just shy of 60 degrees, and we have a pretty light wind out there, so decent day to be outside. Just keep an eye to the sky this afternoon. Keep that umbrella handy, as we do have a couple of isolated showers or storms roll through. A lot of dry time later this evening through tonight, but early morning on Friday, that's when we could see another batch of showers and storms roll through. A lot of dry time and sunshine during the day on Friday. That's really going to boost those temperatures. Lake breeze won't be developing, so it's going to be pretty hot. And then later tomorrow evening is when we'll be watching for another chance for some scattered thunderstorms. So no days of washout, a lot of dry time as we head through this weekend, but we do have to keep that small chance for pop-ups in there. And then temperatures do start to drop back to normal by early next week.